Yu is a talentless nobody who lost his mother before he ever got the chance to fix their broken relationship. Now, forced to live under the same roof with three of the school's most popular girls, Yu clings to his late mother's final wish, to someday create a warm, happy family. The story begins at Seiko Academy, an elite school where only the most gifted students are meant to shine. Yu has just transferred in, but from day one it's clear he doesn't belong. On his very first day, Yu gets brutally humbled by the vice captain of the martial arts club. In front of everyone, he's mocked, insulted, and labeled a complete failure. They compare him to his legendary mother, Subaru, a world-famous actress known as the definition of excellence. The vice captain demands that Yu prove himself in front of the academy's elites, the three royals, the top students who rule the school. But Yu snaps. He tells them to stop comparing him to his mother and charges forward in pure frustration. Unfortunately, courage alone isn't enough. His punches are weak, his form is terrible, and he's slammed to the ground in seconds. The crowd watches in silence, disappointed that the son of such a great woman turned out this way. But Yu doesn't look surprised. He's lived his whole life in his mother's shadow. As he gets back up, Yu speaks out, saying that obsessing over talent is exactly what makes this place rotten. For a brief moment, his words hit. Even the vice captain hesitates, sensing that Yu carries something inherited from his mother, not skill, but presence. Yu turns away, accepting defeat. The vice captain grabs him, deciding that breaking Yu completely is the only way to fix him. But before he can strike, a powerful kick sends him flying. Standing there is Miko, the president of the martial arts club and one of the three royals. Moments later, the other two royals arrive. Miwa, the academy's top academic prodigy. Kazuki, the brightest star of the arts department and a rising theater icon. Yu freezes. Why would people like them show up for someone like him? Kazuki steps forward, takes one look at Yu, and bluntly says he doesn't belong in a school built for talent. Yu calmly shows his admission papers. He was accepted into the general education program. The girls are confused. None of them have ever interacted with students outside the elite track. Feeling unwelcome, Yu turns to leave for his class, but Miko stops him and orders him to clean the dojo. Yu pushes back, refusing to be treated like a servant. Miko shuts him down instantly, saying that losers don't get choices. With no strength and no allies, Yu gives in and silently starts cleaning. Later that day, the martial arts team returns to the dojo, and they're stunned. The place is spotless, cleaner than it's ever been. No one expected someone like Yu to do a job this well. Meanwhile, Yu walks toward his new home, lost in thought. For as long as he can remember, he wanted just one thing: to be praised like his mother. At first, he tried acting. He trained hard and thought he was doing great until he saw his mother perform up close. That's when reality hit him. Compared to her, he wasn't special at all. Still, Yu didn't give up. He tried different paths, different skills, different dreams. But every failure pushed him further away from the one person who mattered most, his mother. Then everything changed. Subaru fell seriously ill. Only then did Yu realize how distant he had become from the only family he had left. In the hospital, she spent her days rewatching an old film series, one where she played a mother in a warm, happy family. Yu told her he liked that series too. She asked him why. He said his favorite scenes were the family dinners, when everyone sat together and laughed. To his surprise, Subaru smiled and said those scenes were her favorite as well. In that moment, Yu finally understood. Despite all her fame and talent, what his mother truly wanted was a simple, happy family, just like the one on screen. But before Yu could ever give her that, she passed away. She left him a note with a single wish: for Yu to one day build a happy family of his own. Even now, Yu doesn't know how he'll do it. But he's determined to try, and to make up for everything they never had. Lost in thought, Yu finally arrives at his new place. And when he looks up, he freezes. Standing before him is a massive, beautiful mansion. Suddenly, Nico jumps out at him, still wrapped in a towel, accusing Yu of being a creep and a burglar. Yu panics and immediately explains that he's not breaking in, but Nico demands to know exactly why he's there. In the middle of her shouting, she slips and falls hard to the floor. Instead of rushing to help her up, Yu calmly looks down at her and makes a dry comment that only fuels her anger. When she tries to hit him, he quickly tosses a towel over her head and starts drying her hair to calm her down. At that moment, the other two girls return home after a long day. Seeing the scene, they surround Yu and demand an explanation. Yu is just as confused. Why are all three of the academy's top students living in the same house? Before he can say anything, his phone rings. It's the owner of the house. The man explains that Yu will be living there from now on as a favor to his late mother. He also reveals that the 3 girls are his daughters and hopes Yu can get along with them and grow his potential, so his mother's legacy won't fade away. Yu freezes. This was supposed to be his chance to build a happy family. But judging by the girls' cold stares, that dream already feels impossible. The sisters immediately reject him. They can't believe their father brought a complete stranger, someone they see as a failure, into their home. Still, Yu refuses to give up. He believes there's still a chance they can become a real family, and he tries to win them over. As he looks around, he notices something on the floor, but Kazuki quickly snatches it away. That's when Yu finally takes a good look at the house. It's a mess. The sink is overflowing with dirty dishes. The girls blame Kazuki for not doing her part, but she says she was too busy with theater rehearsals. Then Yu notices broken plates hidden nearby. The truth comes out, Kazuki did try to wash the dishes. She just completely failed and broke most of them, leaving her embarrassed and flustered. Next, dirty laundry is brought out, and it turns out Miwa was responsible for it. She admits she neglected her chores too. Annoyed, Miwa tells Yu to just do her share instead. Surprisingly, Yu doesn't complain at all. He calmly accepts. Then he points out that Nico was supposed to handle the house cleaning, and clearly didn't. The 3 royals fire back at Yu, listing his failures at school one after another. But while they keep arguing, Yu quietly gets to work. Before they even realize it, the entire place is spotless. They freeze in shock. Nico suddenly remembers it was Yu who cleaned the dojo so perfectly the day before. Yu gives them a calm, confident look, and for a moment they feel oddly unsettled by how composed he is. The next morning, Yu wakes up excited. For once he has a day off, but that peace doesn't last. The whole house starts shaking. Yu rushes outside and realizes Nico is already deep into intense martial arts training inside her dojo at dawn. He then finds Miwa nearby, fully focused, practicing shogi with a sharp, almost overwhelming concentration. In the kitchen, Kazuki is preparing a strange green drink with serious focus. Yu asks what they're all doing so early. Kazuki casually explains that this is their morning routine. Just like brushing teeth, they all follow strict habits to sharpen their talents. She tells Yu they're heading out soon and asks him to watch the house. Trying to bring them closer, Yu suggests they all have breakfast together. Kazuki immediately declines, saying she has rehearsals. Yu then approaches Miwa, but she's already snacking while studying, barely acknowledging him. When he tries to stop her, he feels an intense pressure coming from her presence. It reminds him of his mother. He remembers how she always turned down breakfast with him, choosing her carefully prepared diet food instead, always focused, always distant. Suddenly, Nico finishes training and notices the food Yu made. She stares at it for a moment, then refuses. Even when Yu teases her, she firmly says the meal isn't nutritionally balanced enough for her. Yu is confused. Why does breakfast matter this much? Nico explains that if she wants to be the best, she has to fuel her body properly. That's when it clicks. People like his mother and these sisters aren't normal. They're prodigies who structure every part of their lives around improving their talent. Miwa feeds her brain. As the sisters rush out to start their day, Yu suddenly stops them. He calmly tells them they forgot something. All 3 freeze, then immediately start checking their belongings in panic. They all yell at Yu when they don't find anything missing. But Yu calmly smiles and tells them they're wrong. Then, in a gentle and sincere tone, he says goodbye to them, warmly wishing them a good day. That's what they forgot. The words catch them completely off guard. They quickly brush it off, calling it pointless and stupid. But as they walk away, each of them is quietly blushing. None of them has ever been sent off like that before. Back in the house, Yu receives a phone call from their father, checking in on him. After hearing how things are going, the man asks Yu for a favor. He explains that although his daughters are prodigies, they're bound to face obstacles sooner or later. And when that happens, he believes Yu can be the one to help them through it. He tells Yu about what's coming next. Kazuki has a difficult audition approaching. Nico has an important martial arts tournament. And Miwa has major shogi events ahead. To Yu, it all sounds impossible. He can't understand how someone like him, someone with no talent, could ever help prodigies like them. But when he imagines them failing, his chest tightens. It reminds him of his own failures, of the pain he felt when he believed he disappointed his mother. That memory pushes him forward. Even if he doesn't know how to help yet, he decides he'll try starting small. Starting by getting closer to them. That evening, Yu prepares dinner, hoping they'll eat together. Later, Nico returns home from training and instinctively shouts in surprise, forgetting for a moment that Yu now lives there. If you loved this anime story and want to know what happens next, drop a comment below and I'll make part 2 just for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.